Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Tweight from CZT Karima Ritter. And I hope I've pronounced all of that correctly. I was debating on the Tweight because I'm thinking weight plus a T. That's my that's my pronunciation, and I'm sticking to it. Can't even say pronunciation. It's got me all messed up. All right, well, let's get to this really neat tangle. All right, this starts off, and I thought, just looking at it, and, I'm like, I don't know if you do this in your mind. You're like, ooh, I bet you do this first, and I bet you do that next. And I was quite surprised that this starts off with a grid of seeds. And I was like, well, all right, that's interesting. So, and let's see, I'm going to start up at the top here. And let's do one in the middle. And a seed shape, just in case you don't know. Curve line one direction, then curve line the other direction, hopefully meeting at both ends. Now, if you have a challenge with this, doing it, with your paper in the same direction, you can turn your tile. And I'm going to separate these by a good fingers-ish length. Like that. But you could do like this, flip. And that uses the natural curve of your hand, which is so nice. And after a while, maybe you get used to sort of doing it. When I do it like going against the natural curve of my hand, it's okay. Sometimes it's not the same, and then sometimes it doesn't seem to matter no matter what, and it's going to be wonky, and that's okay because apparently it was just meant to be wonky if that's the case. All right, now I have had a challenge when I was calling them offset grids, and then I decided to do, well, and maybe it depends on the type, because there's some that are like this where we're putting one in between, which is, this one isn't necessarily that hard. So in between these spaces, we'll just say middle-ish, we would put another seed shape. This one, although I suppose there could be a too close together, it's pretty forgiving. And then we'll come down here, and same idea, we're going to just like subdivide. But one thing that I found to do also is to make the bigger grid with, like if you can find the box in it. So like, okay, well, I'll do row of three, leaving enough space for, what's shifted over, in the middle like this is. So if that helps you, do that. But some of them are I'm trying to think of the ones that really give me a headache, and it seems like, I don't know, where they're just shifted funny. I don't know. Either that, or I've gotten so used to doing it that it's like, oh, I don't think about it as much anymore. It's become not uncomfortable. That could be it. Okay. Once you have your grid of seeds, and this is something else that surprised me, because I thought for sure you would put the zigzag first and then fit the seeds in. Now, while you could do that, and I could see how it could work. And actually, what? Both ways would be forgiving. But so doing it the way that Karima has designed it, as I was looking, going, oh, this is easy. We're not doing, yes, we're doing a zigzag, but at the same time, no, we're not really doing a zigzag. Here's what we're doing. We're going from one side, and since I turned my tile because I found that this is easier, we're going to do an X. So it's like from the bottom to the top to the bottom, sort of like that. And whatever way to hold your tile is best, do it. And then sometimes what I'll do, and I'm going to wait, well, you know what? I might not do those side ones. Because you could have it going off the page, and on my version of the step outs, and actually both of ours, we kind of did that. I did it going up as well on all sides on mine. Actually, you know what? It might make sense to do it. We'll just see. Okay. But I thought, oh, this is easy. Easy-ish. Because it's like I said, you're just going from one point to the next. That's all you have to focus on and nothing else. Not a zigzag, because sometimes I know I get hung up on a zigzag. It's like, oh, well, it must be this. Don't even think. I wasn't even thinking zigzag. All right. Let's see. I am going to continue this because this kind of needs to. So once you kind of get the flow of it, then do these outsides. And, you know, if you can just imagine where your other end is going to be, then you just do that. And then it's like, oh, very good. Blah, like that. Same thing here. And then, too, you can look at this angle and then kind of mirror it, I guess. I think that would be the right term. You know, kind of going a similar angle in the opposite direction. And similar, because it's all, you know, it doesn't matter. All right. Then, what she has us doing is, and, well, let me just show you. So, she shows aura-ing those curves, right? And now this is going to depend on how you want to decorate it. Because, well, actually, let me do this. Maybe I'll do each row a little bit differently. So you can do that. But then in her step out, she shows, you know, the one like this, and then the next one is filled in just to show you, oh, we're going to fill these in. But if you go look at the For More Inspiration link and look at this, it's the first sample you come to as you, the second sample that you come to as you scroll down, and really neat samples, by the way. The first one is like she has in the step out. The second one, though, it's decorated a little bit differently. So, in one of them, she has, well, the next step is we're going to put a line down the middle, but she kind of alternated filling in black and white. And so you think about how you want to do your decorating, or, well, because here's why all of a sudden I realized, oh, you might not want to start off with a thick pen right away, because you could. So, like, for instance, I'm just going to use this. Oh, and look we have instantaneous thick line. You know, you don't have to fill in weird. But you could do this and then still fill in with, you know, graphic one or a thicker a thicker pen, depending on whatever it is that you want to do. And then if you're like me looking at some of these, I'm like, yeah, maybe I want to fill all of them in because maybe that'd be better just to fill all of them in. All right. And I'm just going to leave those like that so that way I can then decide how exactly I want to do that. All right, so then she has us putting a line straight down the middle of the seed. And, oops, totally, I'll just ignore that center row. All right. Then, this part was kind of tricky-ish. And what I noticed, because she has us putting lines in, but where these lines seem to be consistently is it's not just you know, on these points, because then they'd be on all of them. So she's going, here's the seed shape, and coming down from the seed shape, and note that one is not straight because, you know, I'm going point to point and I'm not worrying about it. But it seems like it's underneath the seed shapes. And that is consistent in her. So you can just think of it that way. So we're just, we're taking this line and we're carrying it down. I think I'm not going to do this bottom row because it depends on how you want to do it. Some of them I see where she's gone ahead and, went, right to the outer limits of, to the border essentially. But I wanted to try it this way. On my version of the step outs, that's what I did. But I'm going to try it this way. And then we just get to play and shade. And so for playing, let's see, if I'm going to do, okay, because I really, really like, well, I mentioned the one, and let's see, I least like these, so, okay, I'm going to flip it because I want to fill in, although it really doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. So I really want to fill in this side. Let's go back to the graphic one. So that way I can adjust some things here that I didn't care for. All right, so this one, I'm going to not have 12 things in my hand so I can't hold the tile down. So I'm filling in just that left side, and then we'll fill in this half. And this is how I decide things. It's like, oh, well, what looks the worst? And, where are things that went awry, and what will it take to make me like it better, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. So that is just, it's course correcting. And that is my thought process, and I share it because maybe it will help you, because I know a lot of times that's a challenge that we all have. And then I'm going to on this other side. So it's like so each section we're just it's natural tile color filled in, not filled in, not, and then this last section filled in. And I think that looks really neat. You could do that and just alternate it and then do it the opposites on the other. But this is the one where I notice, I'm like, oh, well, we don't want to automatically make that one thick, because if you want to decorate it this way, then you need to not have that one thick. But that's what's fun, is once you get the initial shape and things down, then it's all up to you and what kind of fun you want to have with it. All right, I want to redefine there. Sometimes when I'm filling in and coloring, I go a little outside of the lines. Okay, then I also liked this, where she just kind of filled in the one side with lines going perpendicular to that center line. Although, you could just aura that whole thing if you wanted to. Up to you. Could put in orbs. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then this side is filled in. Today I'm not having original thoughts in my head. Just, oh, what did they do? Oh yeah, let's do that, because that's fun. I am one that I like to replicate more than I like to do things, just, oh, I must create something new. No, that's not me so much. But I learned to explore that. Okay, and then we just have some aura-ing on both sides. I do like to share. Okay, here's how they did it. Take it apart. And then leave it up to those that really, really love to and have a burning need to go rogue, as we like to call that on our tangle sessions. And it's just nice because it's all good, and it's so inspiring. I can always learn from somebody else. It's like, oh, I think I might try that next time. And then for those, like I said, for those of us that aren't naturally that don't naturally go rogue, do our own, thing. Like I said, baby steps. And it's all good. It's all okay. You don't have to. Like as a musician, I don't have to, thank goodness, be somebody that improvises. That's not in my wheelhouse at all. But I know some people that they don't read music, that like in rock bands, and they're like, oh, I really wish, I don't understand how you guys do that, and how you have 100 people all reading, they think that that's amazing. And I'm like, oh, but I think that what you do is amazing. It's funny how it works. Okay, now for some shading, I kind of like the idea. Ooh, it's kind of like just spin it around and see what you see. Number one, but and that does help. Right now, I am totally seeing, I'm seeing these almost as boxes at the moment. Almost standing up. And I wonder if I should put those lines. No, because I didn't continue here. So I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so let's do this. Some nice graphite here. Ooh, let's do it this way, though. And here. And here. I'm going to stop there because my eyeballs are not seeing where the other set wants to go. Ooh. All right, I think my eyeballs are seeing this. Same thing. So just on that same side of that line. I think I might do an extra aura in there. Got my finger on that. Oop, and right here, because that is real close to what would be a line. So we'll just put a little bit. Yeah, I think that totally looks 3D. Probably could even just bring that graphite all the way up to this imaginary line that could be right there. Huh. Let's see. And if, maybe, let's do this. Oh, wait, okay. Oh, well, I can't do that there, but I can do it here. I don't know what this is. I'm making stuff up right now. Because I just want to have this. Oh, yes, I think I like that. I was thinking about this side too, but I'm not sure. I kind of like it just on that one side, but it would have to be over here as well. And this is the fun thing, and and also because it's non-representational and we don't generally worry about light sources and all of that kind of thing, you can experiment and just have fun and see what happens, because it really doesn't matter. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Oh, that's neat. Wait, now if I flip it, you still get interesting effects all the way around. Really, really neat. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I mentioned the description section, so you'll find links to the step outs there. I always do my own version and then link to the creator of the tangle. Below that, you will find my link tree, link. And there you'll find everything you wanted to be to have connections with me to, and more. That made no sense. So social media, website, I think I have an email link on there, shopping stuff. And just by the way, I put it on there. I do get a little commission if you shop through my links, and I appreciate it if you do. And let's see what else. Well, links to classes. If you're interested in taking classes, coming and tangling with me and a bunch of other tangle addicts, I do teach Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays are always free. It's called Tangle Time. Also on the third Tuesday of the month is called Tough Tangle Tuesday. That is also free. The other ones on Tuesdays are have some sort of a fee, or it's a club member exclusive. I have a subscription club. You can check out that. There's a link for that there as well. If you're a tangle addict and you're like, well, I know I'll take at least, I'll take everything. Well, take a look at that, because it's a good deal. All right. And I think that's it. Oh, except our Tangle Addicts community on Facebook. So if you're interested in that, click that link. There are 4 questions you have to answer in order to gain entry. And that is it. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.